The following podcast has been rated Listener MA. It contains strong language, violence, adult situations, nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
In the walkway, a poop. The womb nuke.
See a picture I do of me naked? I'll show you a picture of me naked, you'll love it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Laughing on the Sidelines podcast. I am your host. My name is Scotty Gurman, a.k.a. Scooter McFuckstick, and alongside me, ladies and gentlemen, I have the most popular member of this crew, the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year Award winner, Mr. Jeremy Joseph. Yeah, man.
Thank God I finally got you alone. It's what I've been waiting on.
We haven't done an episode just you and me for, God, hasn't it been like at least a couple of years?
Oh, I've been off the show a couple of years, so it's been way longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
God, when I want to say COVID times.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It was the it was the Masters joke. It was the golf.
Was that the last time?
That was the last time, I think. Yeah.
I'm going to say too soon, but still,
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome into another episode, guys. If this is the very first time you've ever listened to the Laughing on the Sidelines podcast, this is a comedy show where we like to make very inappropriate jokes about the current events and inappropriate jokes that just offend a lot of people. This is an adult show, so we use foul language, and if you don't like that shit, you're in the wrong place. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you and goodbye. We got a different episode today, Jeremy.
Oh, it's not this one? Good, I can leave.
No, we've been talking about doing an episode like this, I think, a couple of years, I think.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, just back and forth, the conversations that you and I have off camera.
But the powers that be have been holding us back from it.
Derek.
Just the overseeing shadow government.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So we have an episode that we're going to kind of do our own way. We don't even have any notes. No, there you go.
That
Gone.
I was going to make paper airplanes, but never mind.
Sounds good. But before we get to the fun stuff that we were going to talk about, I still do want to figure out what's been going on with us over the last couple of weeks, make a couple of announcements that are going to be coming out soon. And we call that our week recap with a W. We changed it.
Did we really?
We did.
Triple dub.
Triple dub. Thank God it's not a K.
Yeah, I don't know of anything else that uses the initials WWW, so I think we can copyright that.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing uses WWW.
So, like, if you had sex last week, you can go www.ihadsex.com.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a brand new website. Nobody will ever use that. Nobody's ever used
That's
that.
right.
Did I say website?
Yeah.
I meant that there is no. What is the website?
Exactly.
We just invented websites.
Right, we sure did.
Right. It's like we're fucking Al Gore over here inventing the internet and shit.
Yeah, you think he invented the internet?
Of course he did.
Okay, I
Of
believe
course
him.
he did. He linked two computers together.
Okay, perfect.
What else do you need?
I don't know. An internet connection.
Actually, no, he didn't. The founding of the internet is very well documented. Switzerland, I believe.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
enough.
yeah, I don't recall the guys' names, but I've heard the story before.
I have too. Wasn't it like hi or something like that was the thing that they sent?
Well, that was the first text message.
Oh, it was the first text message.
Right.
I got it.
The
Okay.
actual interwebs. I mean, that's actually been around like since the 70s.
That makes sense.
But as far as for like personal use, I think it was 93. Like as far as the
Okay.
World Wide Web, anybody could get it.
Okay, fair enough.
People didn't have fucking computers unless you were super rich in the 70s. So yeah.
Well, I remember in the 80s where I had a Macintosh. It didn't, I mean, I guess it was technically an Apple, but it said Macintosh on it.
Did it really?
Yes, it
okay,
did.
I was going to say, I remember the old Apple IIe's, but I just remember there was a time where if you had a computer in your house, you were fucking rich. I mean, you were loaded, or you spent your money on irresponsible shit.
Well,
Most people back then said they would get, if they got a computer, they would get it to keep track of their finances. And most people bought that computer without being able to afford it.
That's right.
And so, and then they got it to play fucking games on Oregon Trail and shit.
Oregon Trail. I remember the one that I had was later. So, it was, it had Sports Jeopardy on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible.
The first computer that we ever got, it's not that we couldn't afford one, just my parents were cheap and they had no reason for one, even though
Right.
it helped me with school. It was a Zenith. It didn't even, it was an IBM, compatible, but it didn't have enough hard drive space to run Windows, even the original version. It was still DOS. And it had Microsoft Word or whatever. It might have even been Word Perfect.
Oh,
was that the
wow.
original?
I don't know.
The original IBM word processing and some sort of finance software, and that was it. That's all it could hold.
Wow. I just remember when they came out with the ugly, like, gay pastel colored Macs. Do you remember that? That was like in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
That was all plug and play.
Yes.
All one single contained unit.
Oh yeah, and the whole thing is now those are considered antiques, and people are taking them apart and putting fish tanks in them, which I thought was kind of dope. I thought that was cool.
Suppose.
Yeah. Poor fucking fish.
Pimp my computer. That's what that is.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. But anyways,
put spinning rims on it too.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty badass fish tank. You just roll it down the hallway.
It would.
Yeah, and they still spin. Still spinning.
Yes. And you can convince people you're getting some work done because I got my computer here. You're just looking at fish.
But anyways, yes, we got our week recap. I guess I'll go first because you're the more important of the two of us.
Of course I am. Of
100%.
course I am. That was never in dispute.
Yeah. So over the last weekend, it's been a pretty hectic last couple of weeks. Obviously, the days are winding down for us being in this studio. I have.
You mean your house?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My house.
All right.
So yeah, I don't really have a plan of what I'm gonna do currently. All I know is I know when my closing date is, and I know when I have to get the fuck out of here.
Do you know what your clothing date is?
Oh no.
So you don't even know when you got to wear clothes.
I have no idea. I assume it's every morning.
Because if they move in and you're not dressed, you'll get put on TikTok apparently.
Yes, you will.
And people will think you're sexually assaulting them, even though they came into your house.
Yeah, exactly.
Know that clothing date, folks.
That's right. But yeah, so naturally I've been looking for houses and stuff like that. And I have to make sure I get a house that can facilitate, us, Jeremy, the nice podcast that we have.
Don't include me in that shit.
Yeah, come on, man. You can come
You
over.
don't have to make it big enough for me to get into.
Not
on my account.
Well, man, I'm pretty small.
You sure are. And I'm big and only getting fatter.
That's right. Oh, are you really?
I'm certainly not losing weight. I can tell you that.
No more DDP yoga?
I need to get back to it. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a yoga mat not too long ago. He ran another fucking marathon.
Of course he did. I believe he ran 4 ultra marathons in the last year. What's with the fucking mic? Why does it always turn on its own?
I don't know.
I hear me just fine.
Okay, well now I hear you.
Yeah, I want to say it was 4 ultra marathons over the course of like spring, summer.
Yeah.
Which ultra marathon, we're talking 100-mile or better.
Yeah.
And well, let's say better. It's not that. If you got to run 100 miles, period, it sucks. It's hard. Making it longer ain't going to make it better.
Right.
But 100 miles or more.
Yeah.
And that's fucking nuts.
It's fucking
Especially
nuts.
in summer.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Like fall, I could totally get down. It's a little bit cooler outside. It kind of is your air conditioning outside while you're running. Not too bad.
And it will feel like summer pretty fucking quick once you start running.
Yeah.
I don't know about for him. I don't even know that he sweats anymore.
Probably not.
He probably used it all up.
I bet you his resting heart rate has got to be just ridiculously low.
I bet it's in the negative.
He's dead.
He actually sucks blood out of other people just with the pressure of his heart. Sucks it through their skin.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's how it works.
So yes, I did. Unfortunately, I did. I found a house that was going to be perfect. It was even almost kind of out by where the old house used to be. And it turns out that the people selling it didn't take my fucking offer. They took somebody else's because it was more. Fuck you.
Did you tell them you're a world famous podcaster?
I didn't. I try to keep that on the under like wraps, man.
Dude, use it to your advantage. I used to do it all the time.
No, especially now that I'm back in like the dating game and stuff like that. That is something you do not want to tell people.
You've made that information known. Okay. All
right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
I have. Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
But yeah, like you don't want to tell them that. Like, wait, you still hang out with 5 or 6 of your best friends and sit at a table and put it online of you guys just laughing and telling dick jokes? Yes, 100%. That's exactly what we do. So no, you don't want to tell people that.
Well, yeah, and you definitely don't want her to see the poor content of the quality of the content.
That's right.
That's this one's going to be great though.
This is going to be awesome.
Really good.
Yeah. So I'm still in the process of finding a house. I'm going to look at a couple tomorrow. So who knows? Wish me luck. So we got that going on. There was something else that I did.
Have you just checked into the fabulous world of hoboism?
Yeah. It doesn't appeal to me very much.
Dude, they eat stuff out of a tin.
I know.
All their stuff in a bindle. You got a lot of stuff. That'd be a big bindle.
And you're always on the move. Just on,
Fuck yeah, you're
on a
never
train.
in one place at one time.
That's
you can
right.
you can get off, murder somebody, get back on. You're gone.
That did happen like back in the
Oh,
old
that
days.
happens a lot.
lot, yeah.
Yes. The serial killers, the two biggest things are they're either transients or truck drivers. Because they can get in, kill somebody, and get the fuck out of town, and nobody really notices.
Exactly.
Fun fact. That is a fun fact. And it is a fact.
It is?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, I mean, it's mainly been that. I'm starting to pack up stuff. I got like, I don't have very much, but I ended up having one of those big ass pods like dropped out in my driveway. So if you're wondering where I live, just keep on driving down the city of Wichita, and if you see a pod in the garage or in the driveway, chances are maybe mine.
I have a feeling that the pod business wouldn't stay in Wichita if you were just the only one that needed it. If they just had one person at a time.
I'm so important, Jeremy.
Well, your stuff certainly is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that big a pod.
Man, and somebody gave me some good advice. I didn't even think about it, but obviously I'm not going to have a house that can go directly, into it right now. So
Into
they're
the pod? I would hope not.
No, I'm not moving immediately into another house. And so they're going to have to store it for a little bit of time, right? And somebody told me to put a fucking bug bomb in there because by the time that they open that son of a bitch, chances are there's going to be bugs in it. Oh, God, it just makes my fucking skin crawl. That's disgusting.
We're actually getting into the time of year where you're not going to have bugs.
That's a good point.
Yes.
I didn't think about that.
So they gave you shit fucking advice. I don't know who it was, but fucking beat their ass.
No. But yeah, it's just been
probably a pretty low cost, preventative measure just to make sure. But but fuck them. Beat their ass anyway. It's still bad advice.
Absolutely. But no, it's just been a very, very hectic couple of weeks, and now it's finally coming down to the point to where it's like, oh shit, I probably better start putting shit in boxes.
Moving fucking sucks.
I fucking hate it. It's so stressful. Ugh. So yeah.
Well, if you need help, I'm sure Derek will be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. If I need help and anybody can help me, it would not be Derek. Derek will suddenly have something come up to where he doesn't have to help.
Probably AIDS.
Probably from JP.
He will have to go buy something from Chicago.
Yeah.
That happens more than it should with him.
Yeah.
Some sort of weird Cubs memorabilia or some shit.
Yeah. Dude went to New Orleans with his wife just recently. Did he tell you that?
Actually, yeah, he did text me something about they were going on some kind of tour or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Not a place I'd go for a vacation. I don't know about you.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
Oh, God, no.
As much as he likes to drink and party.
Yeah, that's true.
And from what I've never been, but I've heard the food in New Orleans is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, here's also some other good stuff that's happened to me over the last couple of weeks. I actually weighed myself.
Oh.
Speaking of weight, I have lost 20 pounds.
I think I gained it.
You took it all from me.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, well, thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
Did you put it in one of the boxes? Is it in a pod?
It's in the pod, right?
All right.
Now. It's greasing that shit.
So that way you'll have it when you need it.
That's right. I'm sure it'll come back eventually.
Human fat is second to bacon fat. You save it. You always save it.
Got it.
It adds flavor. You can make soap. I saw Fight Club.
Gross. That's so disgusting.
That is what soap is made of.
I know. But anyways.
Mostly animal.
Yeah.
But I bet you there's some human. I bet you've sudsed up with some human fat.
Horse.
They don't exist.
Yeah, they don't exist. You're right. Cows. They're cow fat.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cows are all over the fucking place.
Yeah, but basically, I guess as far as everything else, it's just going to be this way for a couple of weeks. When we do figure out what we're going to do with the podcast, I may end up just replaying some old episodes. That's a possibility. But what I would like to do is pre-record some timeless episodes so that way you guys have one every week. But it just kind of depends on everybody else's schedule because we've been doing the two people episodes, and that's actually been very, very convenient. But a lot of people want the 3 people back, and believe me, I do too. But we all have lives and jobs and shit, and so you don't get what you want sometimes.
Well, I'm going to make them really want that back after this. This is going to go like shit.
That's fine. It's okay. But anyways, other than that, Jeremy, that's my week. So you haven't been here in what?
I don't know, probably a month at least.
Yeah,
month and a half.
It was the golf episode when we went to the golf course and heckled. I still have videos of that on my phone. I just haven't had a chance to fucking put them all together. So
Really? Because you ain't been packing.
yeah, I know.
You got nothing but time.
No, I've had to do a lot of shit.
You're out there trolling for puss.
Yeah.
Chasing skirt. That's what they call it. That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Yeah.
Chasing skirt.
Okay.
Um,
But anyways, what have you been up to?
Work has been really, really weird. We went through this period where we had a part supply issue. So we had these issues where we couldn't even get like 8 hours a day a lot of times.
Wow.
I mean, we could stay if we wanted to, but they were just letting us go home if we wanted. They weren't paying us, but we could just go home, and it was like, fuck, I could use some time off. And now we've got the parts issues, resolved. And so now we're back fucking hard at overtime. I've worked the last 2 weekends.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really does. During that downtime, I did a couple things in the wood shop.
Nice.
I made my first cutting board, which is strange because that's typically a beginner project. That's what people who just start woodworking do.
Right.
It's harder than you'd think. I mean, it came out good, but
Hard to make a cutting board?
well, like a decorative one.
Oh, a fancy one.
Right. I did mine. I just did your standard butcher block.
Okay.
Taking strips of different colored woods. I used walnut. I used maple because they're very contrasting colors. And then I spliced in some purple heart, they call it. It's a very exotic wood that stays purple.
Yeah.
Hence the name. Hence.
Yeah.
It's really uncreative name. You couldn't have come up with something else. A purple heart. I did not. I got it off a wounded veteran.
Oh.
That's why it's called Purple
Heart.
So, yeah, I stole it from him.
Do you now wear it on your clothes? Like, do you pin it?
I pinned the whole fucking cutting board right to me. It's got some heft. It's a 12 by 18 cutting board, so it really tends to stretch out my shirts. But yeah. Some people say it's stolen valor. I say you can cut your salami on my chest. That's what I say. That's my motto from now on. Cut your salami on my chest.
We should send it to Brandon Herrera. Do you know who that is?
The name sounds familiar.
AK guy.
Who?
AK guy on YouTube. A whole bunch of wounded, like Purple Heart recipients just have sent him the Purple
that
Heart.
guy, yeah.
Yeah. And so he has no military experience whatsoever, but he's got like something along the lines of like 400 to 1,000 fucking like medals that people have earned in the military.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking hilarious.
We should just melt them down and make something cool out of it.
Yeah, right. But anyways, so you wear your cutting board.
Yeah, I also made a big wooden mallet that looks like Thor's hammer.
It's the most Jeremy Joseph thing I've ever
Actually,
heard.
no, that's kind of that is a traditional woodworker thing. They make their own mallets, so to like hit because you can hit wood and not mar it up if you use wood, and they like to get decorative and fancy, and I made mine out of cutting board shit. So it actually looks pretty cool. Let's see. I got sick.
Yeah?
And I wound up getting an infected salivary gland.
Oh, really?
And that fucker like swole way up. So I
Yeah.
had like this, looked like a fucking goiter hanging out of my neck.
Gross.
And I waited a long time to go get, I just figured I had swollen glands. It'll go away. Turns out it was a bacteria infection. I needed amoxicillin to take care of it. I can afford that, turns out, and I have insurance, so I should have done that way sooner.
Yeah.
Instead, I just walked around looking like the fucking Elephant Man for a while.
You still kind of do.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, kind of retard. Not full retard, but half retard.
He was actually highly intelligent.
He really was, actually, yeah.
Until he fucking slept laying down like a fucking moron.
With a flat face.
Yeah.
You just cut off your fucking oxygen, buddy.
Which is stupid. Fucking... Okay, elephants don't have a flat face.
No, they don't.
Such a bad name.
They have a trunk to help them breathe. So he should have been out just fine, but
he sure should have been. Fucking Anthony Hopkins deserves to have his Academy Award taken away
Yeah.
for every movie that he won it for. I don't even know if he won. I think that movie won Best Picture, but he should be shot.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my opinion. Fuck you, Anthony Hopkins.
I didn't realize that was Anthony Hopkins.
He wasn't the Elephant Man. He was the doctor who tried to help.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that movie was only like made in 1980.
Yeah.
They just made it in black and white, so it looked really old. Anyways, let's see. The best part of since I've been on here. This last Thursday, my wife had carpal tunnel surgery. And normally they just do a nerve block to block your hand. But for whatever reason, they couldn't get that to work on her. So they actually had to put her under. And so I got to watch my wife wake up from anesthetic, which is not the first time. So when the doctor came and talked to me about how things went and told me that they had to put her under, I'm like, oh, shit. I thought about getting my fucking phone out and recording it because I knew it was going to be good. But I knew she'd be pissed off if I did. Not right then. I knew she wouldn't be, but she gets so elated when I walk in the room whenever she has to wake up from a surgery. And I'm so happy to see you. And she has zero control over the volume of her voice. So she will lean in like she's whispering something to me and scream out. And she said, come here. And so I lean in. We gonna do it? I kind of knew that was coming because that's like a joke that we have between us.
Yeah.
And so I resisted my urge to laugh. And the recovery nurse is in the room monitoring her vitals.
Yeah.
And so I resisted the urge and I just looked up at her and I go, you mind? And she thought I was serious for like half a second because she was laughing at first. And then I did that. And then I started smiling. So she knew I was fucking with her. But what if? I mean, she's a nurse. She could be there.
Yeah.
I know she's got to monitor the vitals, but
Right.
I could sure use to bust a nut. I mean, really.
I just am seeing your wife in my head. And, oh, God, that had to be hilarious.
Dude. And just the nonsensical shit she was asking about. How's the dog doing? We saw him both same time last I saw he was doing fine. I'm guessing he's still doing fine. It's only been 45 minutes, hon. Yeah, it was the same doctor who actually did my carpal tunnel, I don't know, 8 years ago, something like that.
Oh, really?
I was surprised he didn't remember me because one thing he noted about me was how I had surprisingly good smelling wrists, Scotty, which...
What a callback that is.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Man. They still smell like shit. My wrists.
I know.
I don't
Probably
know.
from all that moving, packing up and shit.
Probably, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm surprised you didn't lose the stink glands with the weight. That's...
I know. Nope, they're still there.
Well,
Oh, stinky ass wrists.
good luck dating.
Yeah, no shit.
No wonder you keep doing it online.
I just have to just keep wearing gloves. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much the only way I can hide the smell. So I went and got a left hand and right hand baseball mitt because that is the best smelling leather in the world.
It sure is.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
But now it's going to stink, at least on the... Of course, they always stink on the inside anyway after one game.
Right.
So
Fucking sit there and sweat into it.
you go with the two gloves, huh?
Absolutely. You got to be ready, man.
Now, do you know which baseball player actually first wore batting gloves?
I do not.
Huck Harrelson.
Oh.
He went on to become the announcer for the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
He was very famously the most like homer announcer ever. He has a very special place on this show, actually, that people may not realize. But when he was a baseball player, he also was like a better than scratch golfer.
Oh, really?
And he would go and like shoot 2 under during the day. And then he decided, you know what? The glove gives me a good grip on my golf club. I'm going to try it while I bat. And so that gave him the idea. So technically he invented the batting glove.
Huh. I'll be damned.
When he went on to first do announcing on the radio for, I think the first team he did was for the Oakland A's. It was the first team that he announced for. He would like to use dugout terminology
Nice.
to fill in for things, not realizing that they wanted more family-friendly stuff. And so a short little looping pop fly
Yeah, a duck.
that would, well, he referred to it as a duck fart.
Yep.
That's what inspired
Wow. That's why it's a
Dickhead
duck.
Mike and the duck farts.
That is hilarious.
That's where I got that from.
I'll be damned.
I mean, he didn't do the Dickhead Mike. That was all me.
No,
that's
total,
a
yeah.
that's a just like WWW. That's an original.
How is Dickhead Mike anyway?
He's doing real good.
That's
real
good.
good. He's recovered from he had 2 carpal tunnel surgeries same time.
No, wow.
Yeah.
He was jerking it with both hands.
Well, and he performed it on himself. That's that's the kind of trooper that he is. Because
great.
as his manager, I refused to get him health insurance.
Great.
And it turns out I conned him into a deal where I get 95%. So
Nice.
he's in destitute. He's actually living the hobo lifestyle against his will.
That's awesome. That's great. Anyways,
The
continue.
duck farts, on the other hand, they get all kinds of cash, and they won't share it with him.
That's so funny. I did not know that he called it a duck fart, and we still to this day call it a duck.
Well, and then the first time he did it, they came and got on him. They're like, you can't say fart on the air. So from that point on, it was a duck snort. But yeah, it started off as duck fart.
Wow, I'll be damned. We're just going to get all kinds of awesome information on this week's episode.
I know so much pointless shit. I really do.
I know, it's great.
I am a sponge of pointless information.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about you there, Jeremy.
Is that what you like about me?
Yeah, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even know who Eddie Klepp is.
No.
Yeah.
The world wouldn't.
No,
I
that's
brought
true.
you Eddie Klepp.
Yeah, you did.
The Klepp family owes me.
They do. And somebody, whoever has the rights to that movie, needs to fucking make it.
Adam Sandler.
He needs to fucking make it, Sandler. Do it before you die.
There's actually a song called The Ballad of Eddie Klepp.
Yeah, did he sing that?
Who, Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
I'm sure he has in his free time, but
Okay.
no, he didn't originally record it.
Okay.
I don't remember who recorded it, but
Yeah.
somebody. I can guarantee you that somebody did.
There was a listener that did actually have a question for you, and it was, do you actually hate Benny Agbayani? Really?
Yeah, because why not?
Why not? I'll tell you why not. Because fuck him. That's why.
Well, that's why. that's not why not.
Oh, that's not why not. My bad.
Right. I got a lot of hate in me, and I got to put it on somebody.
Who better than that guy?
Right. I mean, he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
He hauls luggage. You might as well haul my hate.
Okay.
Actually, no, I got nothing against him.
Yeah.
Personally, he's just it's a fun name to say.
It is.
So why not? Fuck
Yeah.
him.
That's right.
What an obscure guy to fucking hate.
Oh yeah. Anything else that you've been doing over the last couple of weeks?
I'm sure there is.
Anything fun? Have you played any video games lately?
The Assassin's Creed, I've been continuing that. It's got pretty in-depth shit.
Yeah.
The
The ninja one?
Well, you're a samurai.
Yeah, Samurai?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Which, by the way, did you see that they're coming out with a new Ghost
They already
game?
did. It's already out.
Is it?
Derek
Okay.
Derek is just obsessed with it. He won't put it down.
Well, that's what they do in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's true. But no, I wouldn't buy it. Ended up not wanting it or not buying it because you cannot be a guy. You have to be a chick, which makes it bullshit.
Okay.
And that's my basis.
You know, for many years, most games you couldn't be a guy or
Yeah.
couldn't be a girl.
Yeah.
So that's how that went.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it's only turnabout's fair play. However, here's something that really, okay. Do you ever, like, when you're just by yourself, not doing anything, you find yourself like
Jerking off?
No, after, between jerk sessions, you just like hum a tune or whistle a tune that's in your head.
Yes.
You don't know how the fuck it got there. I have so many of these that I'll just hum or whistle or, buzz to myself, or they're just in my head. They're not like earworms. It's not like I'm sitting there going, where in the fuck do I know that from? They're just in my head. I don't really know how they got there. Through scrolling through some TikToks the other day, I found out most of them come from old NES games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's these assholes who still play this shit, like trying to break these speed records.
Yes.
A lot of the songs that are in my head come from Metroid.
Metroid is yours?
Yes.
Oh, man. Guess mine.
Because that's a game where you don't find out till you beat the game that the character you've been playing has been a chick the whole time.
Yep, 100%.
So that's what brought that up. But yeah, that game I remember as a kid took me months, maybe even a year before I finally beat it. And I only ever beat it once. And now there's assholes out there trying to set the speed record, beating it in 8 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Fuck those people. And if they do it once, if they don't break the record, they just do it again. There's a guy who does this. Well, there's a bunch of guys actually with Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Uh-huh.
That,
Yep.
They sit there like it's not even fun.
Yeah.
It can't be.
No.
And they just do it over and over again. And people sit there and watch and comment. And I got looped into that.
Oh,
one
did
night.
you?
And I got threatened to be muted with my comments because this guy had like a speaker that would read. I don't know who his admin was, but that's who hit me up saying one more and you're going to be muted.
Oh,
but
God.
He had a speaker that would actually read out the comments. And I was putting stuff like, my dog wakes herself up with her own queefs. And I think I'm growing a toenail on my penis. Just shit like that. And after like 4 or 5 of those, they warned me. And so I was like, well, then fuck you. I'm leaving. I didn't even subscribe to that asshole.
Good job. Good for you. You know what one gets stuck in my head?
That's my new Agbayani.
Okay, that's fair. You know what song gets stuck in my head?
What's that?
If you had to guess. It's an NES game.
NES game.
Yep.
Contra.
Nope. It will always
Mega Man.
It'll always be Zelda.
Oh yeah, of course. But I would have recognized that.
Oh yeah, it's fucking
because I do
great.
whistle that one sometimes.
Exactly. It's just one of those. And then another one that gets stuck in my head is the whistle from Kill Bill. You know, when they're walking down the hallway. Do 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 do.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I forgot that's where that came from.
Yep, that's where that came from. When that gets stuck in my head, it's staying. It's going to take a while for me to get it out. So, do you know how to get a song or some kind of melody out of your head permanently? You have
Fuck
to
a hooker.
Yes, yeah, or a hobo.
Yeah,
or a hobo. One of the two.
but they're hard to catch. You got to be trained fast.
You got to be trained fast. Yes. Anyways, anything else you got?
No.
No. That's
I had
perfectly
to struggle
fair.
for that.
That's fine. That's perfectly fair and fine. We're already kicking this bad boy off. We're gonna have
We
ourselves.
done?
No, yep, we're good.
All right.
So let's call it a day.
So we didn't even get to any of this shit.
So now we're gonna move on to the actual part of the episode. Jeremy and myself. I mean, whenever we're off camera, Jeremy and myself tend to talk more about a lot of shit, really.
Yeah.
But just the stuff that always comes up, whether it be politics or something like that, the stuff that Jeremy and myself really get interested in are conspiracy theories and how dumb some of them are and how ridiculous it is that some people actually fucking believe that they're true.
Well, I'm not even, I have a hard time laughing about it.
Okay.
Because it represents what I think is a real fucking problem.
Yes.
In this country.
Mm-hmm.
One is that people want to know things, they don't want to learn things.
Yes.
Learning things takes work. Whoops. If you can dismiss something, despite the information, you don't have to actually learn about it. Uh-huh. So you can go and talk a big fucking game without knowing a goddamn thing. It's intellectual laziness.
Yes.
It also contributes to this idea that people think they're entitled to their own fucking facts.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Which is a real problem.
Yes.
And it's also that some of the shit that people will do they will pick and choose the information that they want to share, just the stuff that backs their dumb fucking beliefs. Mm-hmm. And shit like that is now getting people killed.
Yeah. I mean, and before we go on to this, I do want to put it's always good to question everything.
Of course it is.
You want to be a skeptic, and you want to be able to train yourself to have the red flags that you can start recognizing, like, okay, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? You want to be skeptical of anything, but the whole idea is that you use logic and reason to be able to determine what's true and what's not.
There's something that I wish everybody would study and memorize. There's a few things. They're called the philosophical razors. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with them?
Occam's razor?
That's one of them.
Yep.
You know what that is?
Yes, I do.
The simplest solution is almost always the right one, unless you have evidence to the contrary.
Right.
They call them razors because they literally help you cut through bullshit. When things sound too unbelievable to believe, start applying this shit. They're steeped in logic. They're steeped in reason. Never attribute malice to that which can be attributed to stupidity. Mm-hmm. So many conspiracy theories hinge on this idea of like this fucking all-seeing, omnipotent shadow government, this evil thing that just wants to control people.
Yeah.
And so they're lying to you. What the fuck for? Who the fuck are you? You're nobody. Nobody gives a shit about you. But it's just easier to think that shit than it is to actually go and learn about a subject. See, I was, as a kid, I know I've talked about my insomnia quite a bit. Mm-hmm. That made me very reluctant to do anything that took mental effort. And so I was like a terrible student all through school. I mean, I barely passed high school.
Really?
Yeah. I was a sponge when it came to like soaking up pop culture stuff and stuff that I liked. But as far as anything that I had to sit there through boring, mundane shit, I just hated it. I just immediately, before I even got started, tuned out. Yeah. Because that's just how my brain worked. I avoided anything that was difficult.
Yeah.
As I got older and got my sleep stuff under control, what I found out is that I actually love learning new stuff.
That's something that happens to, I think, a lot of guys. Like after you reach like 35, all of a sudden, or maybe younger, I don't know. But that was basically when it fucking hit. And then now I can't stop watching World War II documentaries and shit.
I
Vietnam or North Korea or anything like that.
For me, I love science. That's my big one.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the prerequisite information, like education for it. I have basic high school science classes. So trying to learn some of this really complex shit challenges my mind, keeps my mind sharp. Like some people do crosswords or Sudoku. I try and learn shit that I'm not qualified to learn.
That's good.
But up until that point, I've always been a pretty gifted writer. And so I have a very keen ear for the language that people use, as far as whether they're actually trying to inform or are they trying to manipulate you.
Yes.
And so I can pick out the bullshit pretty good, better than I think most people can. And that's tough to do.
Yeah, but you're also one of the best storytellers I think I've ever been around.
Fuck yeah, I am.
I'm tooting your horn, sir.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I've always liked telling stories. I like to paint a picture with words. Typically when you hear people skim past information and like try to lump it all together in one big group just so they can make it fit their agenda, that's a really good way to tell.
Yeah.
So when people go into a lot of details about shit, that's a pretty good sign that they have some idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But with as easily accessible as most information is nowadays, it's fucking ridiculous, the stuff that people buy into.
Yes.
One of my favorite things about what?
But the thing is, though, Jeremy, is that if you have two different sides of whatever you search, so if you're looking for information, they have one side says X and the other side says Y about the exact same story, trying to be the ones that release the story first, so they don't have all of the information. And so they obviously have some kind of direction they want to push you towards and that's basically where we have the separation of medias.
Sure. Yeah. And there are people who are invested specifically or vested, I guess, in trying to push conspiracy theories because they have books or podcasts. I know we've talked about Tim Kennedy, who is now getting deeply exposed.
He is, yeah.
A lot of stolen valor. Turns out most of his like war stories and shit didn't really happen to him. But that's happening to a lot of those special forces guys.
Yeah.
They have like a certain reputation they feel like they have to live up to. And if they didn't meet that criteria, they feel like they're a failure. So they tell people they did shit that they didn't really do.
Yeah.
I've heard the jury's still out on like Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
I hope that's not true because I really like that guy.
I really like him too. And I actually really like Tim Kennedy too. But I mean, again, I don't have all the information and I can't make a determination for what's about his situation.
Oh, he's kind of come out and apologized for some of it and admitted to,
all right,
to a lot of it. But like, what was Marcus Luttrell, who was the guy from Lone Survivor?
Oh, yeah.
That whole story is bullshit.
No.
Oh yeah. Turns out
Mark Wahlberg?
Turns out the reason that guy actually survived is because he fucking ran.
Well,
he didn't stay and fight. And so he let his military brothers get killed. He ran and hid. The military found out about that, and they're like, we could court-martial you, but we can use this as recruiting, fodder. Yeah. And so we're going to write this book for you. You're going to say this shit fucking happened, and that's just going to be your story. That's crazy. So, I mean, I know that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but he's admitted that's what happened.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, I just, one of my favorite of the philosophical razors, the more modern ones are Carl Sagan said that, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Yep.
And then Stephen Fry kind of summarized that even better. Anything that can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. And people are too quick to just kind of accept shit. And it bothers me.
Yeah.
It really does.
Mm-hmm. You want to start them off?
Sure.
Because
throw something out.
Well, here's the thing. I wanted to give you, and we will end on the one that you love the most.
We're going to end on that. Okay.
We're going to end on that one. Right. But there were some that I at least wanted to go. These are conspiracy theories that I wanted to know actually what Jeremy Joseph thought, because he legitimately is one of the smartest people I know. It's just that simple. But there was the first one that I wanted to get with you about. Was a very, very controversial one that especially right now has gained popularity with a couple of people on Netflix. And it was called Ancient Apocalypse. Have you heard about these theories that there was technology with people 20, 30, 50,000 years ago?
Is this the Graham Hancock?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So... hey, they got Göbekli Tepe that they discovered.
Right.
And that's right now is considered to be the oldest, like, fucking ruins that they've ever found.
Right.
Built by humans.
Uh-huh.
And that then sparked a snowball effect with Graham Hancock. And Graham Hancock has written several books about how he believes that there is some ancient technology, and it always seems to run into one of the wonders of the world, and it always is related to the fucking pyramids, buddy.
Right. Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock
is a bullshit artist. I think he believes his bullshit.
I do too.
But here's the problem with a guy like Graham Hancock. He plays this perpetual victim role. He feels like he's being shunned by traditional archaeologists and shit, because he's not one of them. But what happens basically is he'll go and look at something and he'll draw some kind of conclusion, and he'll go to archaeologists and say, I've seen A, B, and C here, therefore this must be true. And then archaeologists say, except Graham, we have evidence D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L that prove positive that didn't fucking happen. And rather than accept that and move on to some other hypotheses, Graham Hancock goes, see, they won't accept me because I'm not an archaeologist. I keep bringing this up and they won't even address it. They address the shit out of it, Graham. The problem with that, he's not beholden to the truth. People who are legit scientists and historians, they are obligated to the truth. They don't come out publicly with anything until they know it pretty damn sure, because they've had this problem in the past. And once you put out the wrong information, it's really fucking hard to reel it back. Mm-hmm. When the legend becomes cooler than the truth, people run with the fucking legend. And there are still people who believe here's a legend that is not true at all. My history teacher in high school had a master's degree, told us that the reason John Hancock signed the Declaration of Independence so big was so that King George could read it without his glasses.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's complete bullshit. If they sent it to fucking England, why do we still have it? Yeah. I mean, they would have fucking torn it up. They didn't send, it was basically a letter to the American people saying,
yes,
we're declaring our independence and here's why.
Yeah.
that particular copy that's always on display was a ceremonial copy. It was written with really big fucking letters. And what normally happened in the Continental Congress was they voted on it, that put it into law, and John Hancock was the president of the Continental Congress, so all he had to do was, he was the only one who signed it to make it official. So he signed it really big in accordance with the letter, the writing that was already on the damn thing. Then after the fact, they were like, well, we should have everybody sign it.
Yeah.
So everybody else signed it real small. That's why he signed it real fucking big.
That is correct.
It had nothing to do with being able to see it without his goddamn glasses. Guy had a fucking master's degree in history, and he's telling us that shit. I believe that till like 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've known that for a while. But that's like my wheelhouse. That's like if I'm
My history teacher?
No.
You knew about him?
Yeah.
Mr. Ray.
That motherfucker. No, but yeah, that 1776 to about 1870, that's where my favorite part of history is. But yeah, you're exactly right. The reason why John Hancock signed it so big was legitimately because he was the first motherfucker to sign it. Mm-hmm. And that's what he did.
And he thought he was the only one who was going to sign it.
Right.
First.
And then everybody was like, well, we're kind of committing high treason, so we better all do it together.
And whoever their calligrapher was, they were like, can you do this again? Are you fucking kidding me? You know what a bitch this is?
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway,
I just wanted to be there. Is it on or inalienable? I think it's in.
Yeah, no shit.
That's not a word. Is now.
Yeah, there's actually a couple, if I remember right, there's a couple typos in the Declaration, if I remember correctly.
Well, it wouldn't be typos, but misspellings.
Misspellings, yes. But anyway.
But yeah, this is what so many of these conspiracy theorists do, is they assert shit without real evidence. Mm-hmm. And then when they get called out but they present it like they're real. Shame on Netflix for putting his shit out there in actual documentary form like it's a real thing. So it's just him speculating, and he's not beholden to the truth. Nobody can really hold him accountable.
The thing is that it's a really, really easy thing to get into. It really is. It is. You mean to tell me that people were fucking building shit like the pyramids 20,000 years ago, all that other stuff? It is very easy to grab somebody. And Graham Hancock, I honestly do think he definitely sparked and piqued my interest for stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But, and the thing that helped him out the most was he actually did do a debate on Rogan
with Flint Dibble?
With Flint Dibble. And
who is a legitimate archaeologist.
Well, and guess what? They've ended up finding out and confirming that Flint was not being honest. He was blatantly being dishonest about a couple of things. And because he did that, it completely negated his entire argument to people who listened to that entire thing. And so a lot of people are going back towards Graham and saying, hey, this could definitely all be possible. Listen, there's some shit that I can't explain, and I don't know everything about, but I'm pretty sure we didn't have like fucking the technology that we have now 20 to 30,000 years ago.
No.
Or the capability of even putting it together like that.
But the people who like to put this together, they like to take the words of official scientists and skew them to meet their stupid point of view when it happens. So if you ask like an actual Egyptologist, how were the Egyptian pyramids built? They will say, well, we don't know for sure, actually. Conspiracy theorists will then take that and go, see, they have no idea how. Mm-hmm. He didn't say we have no idea. He said we don't know for sure. There's more than one kind of I don't know. Like, let's say me and Derek are in the room while you put your wallet with $100 on the desk and you leave the fucking room. You come back, the $100 is gone. You don't know for sure who took it, but it's not that you have no idea.
Yeah.
You've narrowed it down to two people. It could have only been two people.
Or my dog.
He doesn't even like money.
Oh, damn.
And he certainly doesn't. He's actually the one who denied your offer on that house.
Fucking asshole.
Because your fucking money's no good.
Right.
But no, it's because they have an obligation to the truth. They can't come out and say for sure. They're most likely they have it narrowed down to at least two different ways or more.
Yeah.
All of which are plausible.
Yeah.
They just don't know for sure which one. And chances are, like, there's 3 of the Great Pyramids, but they span hundreds of years.
Oh, yeah.
And so chances are they are all 3 built in 3 different ways.
Yeah.
If you've ever built anything from scratch, like I have, like when I built that kind of cutting board,
Yeah.
the whole time I'm going, next time I'm going to do this.
Uh-huh.
You always learn from shit like that, and that information gets passed down. So chances are 3 Great Pyramids, 3 different ways of being built. Each time they improved, even though the first one was the biggest. But that, they usually took a full lifetime, if not longer, to build.
Yeah.
Which is something that people don't comprehend now.
Yeah.
Is that, like, leaders and stuff would approve the construction of shit that they would never see completed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Old cathedrals and shit. What did it take? 170 years or something to build the Notre Dame Cathedral?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
I don't know exactly how many years, but I know it was fucking long time.
And they knew that going into it, which means whatever king or pope or whatever approved the construction of that thing knew they would never see it done. But they wanted it there for the legacy of it.
Yeah.
But just because you can't comprehend a way that something would have gotten done doesn't mean that there is no way. Engineers are pretty fucking smart.
Dude, and you can look up this guy, and he's on YouTube about moving giant ass like stones, equivalent to that of like Stonehenge and the equivalent of the building blocks for fucking the pyramids. You know what he uses to be able to maneuver them perfectly?
A stick.
A rock.
A rock? Okay.
A very small rock that he could pivot that entire fucking giant stone to move it right where he wants it. And he builds big shit like that by himself. He didn't have any fucking help. And he doesn't use like anything crazy. It's just I think it's very fascinating that people can figure out how to do shit like that, but some people just automatically assume, nope, they had levitating powers that they would use sound waves to move giant ass stones, thousands of miles away.
Right. And again, it's people want to know stuff. They don't want to learn stuff. It's so much easier to believe in fucking magic than it is to, or aliens or whatever, and just attribute it to that. Even if it is aliens, the aliens had to get it done somehow. How in the fuck did they do it? Oh, they had, advanced technology. What technology? I mean, they still had to move fucking heavy ass rock. But can we stop acting like the pyramids? It's hard to build. They're stacking
everywhere.
Rocks on on shit,
and they're everywhere. Pyramids. Okay, pyramids is like one of the most basic things to build, and that's why they're all over the world.
They are on every continent that is occupied. They are not only. There's nothing like strange about the fact that every civilization has built pyramids. In fact, they are inevitable.
Yeah.
If you want to make something tall without steel, you're going to have to stack something because it's got to be able to support the weight of the heavy shit on top. Mm-hmm. So you need big fucking rocks to do it. That is just kind of just basic shit. You'll find that out through trial and error.
Yeah.
You will also find out that if you just try to stack the rocks directly on top of each other, what you're building will tumble over.
Yeah.
If you make it with a big, wide, flat base with a lot of points of contact, make the walls fucking slope in, it ain't going to fall over. So if you wanted to build something tall, that's basically how you had to do it.
Right.
So, I mean, you see it with children in sandcastles. They pile the fucking sand up. It's just basic. It's almost instinctive. There's nothing
that's a good point.
Shocking about it.
That is a very good point. When you build sandcastles as a child, you normally have either like a cone or a pyramid-esque kind of sandcastle.
Right. If you try to just stack the sand on top of itself,
it's going to fall over.
Kids are fucking stupid. You'll find out that it doesn't work. You got to make it slope in as it gets to the top. It gives it a low center of gravity. You can't topple it over. But what people also don't realize is that there's no connection between them in the fact that, like the Aztec or Mayan? What are the ones down in Central America, South America.
Well, there's a whole bunch, but yeah, the Mayans, and then you have the Aztecs, and you
those are
have
the
the
big ones.
Inca, and all of that stuff. But,
more time passed between the Egyptian pyramids and those pyramids than the Mayan pyramids to now.
Yeah.
That's how fucking far, and that was a long time ago.
Cleopatra, whenever she was in Egypt and alive in Egypt, is still currently closer to the invention of the iPhone than she was the building of the pyramids.
But I also love too how people like to say that the Egyptians built the pyramids and they didn't even have the wheel. They invented chariot fucking warfare. They had wheels. I don't know if they invented it, but they perfected it. Because living in such a small oasis surrounded by desert, they weren't actually a very populous empire. So to keep themselves safe, they had to come up with ways to fight and kill soldiers without getting killed. So you go shoot an arrow and run the fuck away.
Yeah.
That kept them safe for thousands of years.
And that's kind of right near the breadbasket of the world.
Sure.
Too. That's
I mean, it's the cradle of civilization where
cradle of
everything
life,
started. There's other sites too where people want to attribute some sort of there's a site called Pumapunku,
Oh yeah.
where there's these big, large stones that can fit very easily together.
They almost look like they can snap together like a puzzle.
Yes. Ancient alien theorists love this shit because they will tell you, that they're carved out of solid granite so evenly that they will fit together. You can't fit a piece of paper between them, which, by the way, is not a fucking thing. If you put two things one on top of the other, they will make contact. You can't get fucking paper between them. You could take any two fucking rocks, put one on top of the other. You won't be able to get paper. That's not a fucking accomplishment, okay? They're touching. That's why you can't get paper through there. So that's not a big fucking thing. But also, they're fake. One, they're not carved out of granite. They are, I believe it's
Limestone.
sandstone and anthracite. But they are a geopolymer. They figured out back then that if you take these volcanic rocks, pulverize them, mix them with like different leaves and grasses and tree roots and organic materials and put water in there and make a slurry out of it, it'll harden into a concrete shit. They poured it into a fucking mold. That's why they all look the same. They were all poured in the same fucking mold. The alien people want you to believe that they are 15,000 years old. They're 1,500 years old. They are not, I mean, I don't want to say they're fake because they were like an old culture that made them, but they are not something that predates civilization. We know a lot about those people. We know how they made it. One simple test of this shit just blew the whole fucking thing apart. And yet they'll sit there and tell you that, mainstream science won't even address this shit. No, they did. They fucked your whole thing up and you don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
That just, it pisses me off. It's delusional.
Yeah. And then the last thing before we move on to another conspiracy theory was, is it Dendera's light bulb?
Dendra.
Yeah.
The Dendra light bulb.
That's not a fucking light bulb.
No, it is not. I can actually tell you the story of this.
I know the story too, but basically it's like a journey for like a guy and it's something through all that. It just looks like a light bulb.
It is, okay. Every civilization that has a theocracy has like a creation theory.
Yeah, creation story.
The sun god, Ra, which is their main god, he was only Ra when he was up in the sky doing sun shit. When he had to interact with the world, he took the form of a snake. He became the god Harsumptus, or the avatar Harsumptus. Harsumptus came down and commanded their fucking magic lotus to bloom the earth out of its petals.
Yes.
And so there's this oblong thing coming out of the lotus flower, and it kind of resembles, and then he's in there like as a long coil. So he kind of looks like the filament in a long tube style light bulb. What these assholes always fail to mention is that whenever they show it, they always crop the photo just so it's the picture. And they try to tell you it's a light bulb. They take out the entire wall of hieroglyphics that say, here's what this is. That's Harsumptus commanding the fucking lotus to birth the the world.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And then they try to say that they had to have lights because it's so far down. It's in this weird tunnel in this long fucking stairway that if you lit a torch down there, there's not enough oxygen to keep a torch lit. That's because they didn't put the fucking roof on it until after they were done. How they constructed that shit was actually very well documented. Ancient Egyptians were some record-keeping motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, a lot of that shit is very well documented.
Well, okay. So there's obviously Egypt. I wanted to briefly touch up on September 11th, 2001. That's a conspiracy that...
I forgot what happened.
I guess some planes flew into a building.
Little ones, Cessna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiny ones.
All right.
Paper airplanes, actually. To the World Trade Center. But
Well,
yeah.
that doesn't seem bad.
So what...
Fun.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a terrible time. But yeah, do you think the government conspired that to happen on purpose?
No.
I don't either.
No, I don't.
Do you think that Tower 7 just demolished itself?
Well, it didn't demolish itself. Flaming rubble from the other shit got over there and started it on fire.
See? Okay. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of people, because obviously they have the argument of like jet fuel burning and temperatures and beams and shit like that of the two towers.
I kind of get that whole thing that burning jet fuel is not hot enough to melt steel. Thing is, you don't have to melt it. You just got to make it soft.
Yeah.
If you heat it up, it will get softer. Once you start that chain reaction of one floor falling into the next, bam, 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 the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen a professionally demolished building, it is not near as messy as what happened on 9/11.
Correct.
That kind of made a mess of everything. So, no, I mean, again, that which can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. If you can show me some sort of official communique with government officials saying this definitely happened, something that nothing vague, nothing that just kind of alludes to something that might be halfway construed as something else. There's nothing. I'm not held to anything. Like, I have tried really hard. I talked last time I was on here about how dumb beliefs are because they stop you from progressing mentally. Once you get locked into a belief, you stick with it, and you would rather gnaw your own fucking arm off than let go of that belief. So I'm not locked into this idea that it couldn't be possible, but you've got to show me something other than just your fucking, suspicions.
Yes. And that's kind of where I'm at too. Could the government have something to do with it? Maybe, but you're going to have to give me evidence in order for me to believe that. And right now, the guy that we ended up taking out, he apparently admitted to having something to do with it, I guess. So,
Yeah. He like same day
claimed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just throwing it out there. But we're already sitting at an hour. Huh?
Ben was his name, right?
Yeah, Benny.
All right.
Benny Ladeno. Anyway.
Now, okay, there is one that does vex me a little bit.
Okay, which one?
I think because I had kind of formed some, I don't know, suspicions or beliefs before I kind of took my whole idea of not forming beliefs. John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Are
we going to go down there?
Oh, I mean, nothing controversial. So far, there are 3 plausible things that I've heard.
Okay.
That it wouldn't surprise me. 1, organized crime. The Chicago Mafia helped get John F. Kennedy elected. That's a actually well-known fact. They stuffed the ballots in the West Virginia primaries because if he couldn't win in the South, they would have thought that a Protestant couldn't win in the South, or a Catholic couldn't win in the South, and he wouldn't have gotten the nomination.
Right.
Turns out he did, and he kicked Nixon's ass. So there was that. Then when he became president, then he made his brother Bobby the Attorney General.
Yeah.
Who was hell-bent on stopping organized crime. And then they had the embargo with Cuba, which the mafia had big deals with the Cuban
Cuba's-
government, it was basically up until that embargo, Cuba was like a fucking getaway resort with casinos and shit. It was a 90-minute boat ride to get there from Florida. People would go down to
Havana.
Florida. They would go over to Cuba. It was basically a resort. It was a vacation. It made a lot of money for the mafia and it made a lot of money for Cuba.
And cigars.
And that went away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cigars are fine, I guess. Never actually had a Cuban, have you?
Yeah.
A real one?
Yeah.
Are they really better?
No.
No? Okay.
No. You can get a really good cigar from like Argentina.
Is it just the fact that they weren't legal?
Yeah.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah. That's the whole reason.
I've never been a cigar guy.
I still smoke cigars, especially with bourbon and stuff like that. I still smoke cigars. I got one upstairs right now. Anyway,
Bourbon or a cigar?
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, do you think that Oswald was the one who killed him? Or do you think it was multiple situations who actually assassinated the president?
I do believe that Oswald actually pulled the trigger.
I do too.
That goes to the second thing, though, is the second theory that's possibly plausible. Kennedy's dedication to staying out of Vietnam takes a lot of money away from the military-industrial complex.
100%.
A lot of contractors were losing out on big military contracts, and our economy had kind of grown very dependent on that. It was going to hurt in the long run, and it was going to take a lot of money out of people's pockets, powerful people.
Yes.
Johnson, on the other hand, was all about getting over here. So that may have gotten him killed. But for a lot of people, and they've done a lot of psychological tests into this, by far the most scary to the human psyche is that he acted alone.
Oswald.
Oswald, yeah. No, Kennedy.
Oh, Kennedy.
Kennedy acted alone.
Yeah.
There was nobody else in the car with him. No, Oswald acted alone. And it's so scary to the human mind. It's a lot of these theories, and I hate to use the word theory, it's the most misused word in the fucking English language.
Yeah, it is. Hypothesis?
Yes. Okay. People, they want to assign meaning to things. I mean, since people could think, they want to know the meaning of life. They always want to think there's something bigger and better. The idea that one nut job who thought he was right got a rifle and flipped the fucking country upside down is some scary shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, it is I've seen no actual evidence. There seems to be a lot of, it's circumstantial evidence.
Yeah.
The whole Jack Ruby thing, the fact he was killed so quick afterwards. But, I'm willing to entertain anything. It seems like there should have been more to it, but maybe that's just me wanting to buy into the idea that there's more to it.
I also think they're missing his brain, if I remember correctly.
Kennedy's?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's gone. Like it was put someplace and it ain't there no more.
Dana Gould thinks there's a super intelligent gorilla somewhere with a Boston accent.
Oh, God.
But people want to point to little shit like that. That doesn't surprise me all that much, actually. It's
The gorilla with the Boston accent?
that's right. No, that shit it was such a jumbled clusterfuck.
Yeah.
And most of the information that most people have, including myself, about the Kennedy shit does not come from official sources. It comes from other people with their fucking theories. I've never read the Warren Report.
No.
Most people haven't. Maybe if you wrote a book about the Kennedy assassination, you have, but most people haven't. It's a long, boring fucking document with information you probably wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but
Who do you think did it?
Oswald.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he definitely fired
I
from
believe
the
he
book
fired.
depository. Somebody asked if I thought that he shot from the book depository or the knoll, and I'm assuming he meant Grassy?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, the grassy one.
Again, I was a good writer with a broad vocabulary, and aside from the Kennedy assassination, I've never heard of a knoll.
That's true.
Are there other types of knolls other than
100%.
grassy ones?
Absolutely.
Are there concrete knolls?
Yeah, there should be concrete knolls.
Maybe you should move to a knoll.
Maybe I should. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, it sounds dangerous.
Does it?
Yeah. Bad things happen apparently on knolls.
Oh, no. No, he wasn't on the knoll when he got shot.
I
That's the
know.
safest place.
But he's really close.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
But he was out of harm's way. Go to a knoll. Buy yourself a knoll.
Yeah, I think it was
They're in fashion right now.
I think it was one of the security guards in the front seat. Turned around, shot him. That's what I think. And they edited the video footage.
Oh, you think?
I'm just kidding.
That's a Pruder film, huh?
I don't know.
You know, I mean, they have definitely discredited the magic bullet idea, which there was basically a bullet wound that went through Kennedy's shoulder, out his chest, through the front seat of the guy in front of him, through his chest, out, exited, and then went through his hand.
Yeah.
And by all the models, to start with, it looked like the bullet would have had to turn to get there. It just turned out Kennedy had scooched over. Once you scooch him over about 6 inches, turns out, no, it's a straight fucking line through there. So they've discredited that, but people still like to hang on to that shit.
Well, and a lot of people don't know, but the gun that was used was a Mosin Nagant.
No,
wasn't?
Italian Carcano.
Oh, Carcano, you're right. I'm so sorry. But
6.5 millimeter, it's considered one of the worst battlefield rifles of all time.
Say.
But to get off 3 shots... By the way, that's a fucking pop shot. You want to talk about a close fucking shot.
Yeah.
People always talk about there's no way he could have hit, two shots.
How far was he?
It's like 150 feet.
No,
it was less than 100 yards.
That's
with
nothing.
a 4-power scope.
It's nothing.
For a guy who was trained in the Marines. Yeah, it's nothing.
No, that's...
And a lot of people say it was a bolt action rifle. He couldn't have got off 3 shots. If you've ever seen anybody who's truly skilled with a bolt action rifle, dude, have you ever watched that show Boardwalk Empire?
No.
There is a guy, it takes place shortly after World War I. There's a guy who had gotten all fucked up, his face half blown off. He wore like a half mask over his face. Mm-hmm. But that dude was like a highly trained marksman in World War I, and now he's working for organized criminals. But there's a scene where he's got to go into this building full of henchmen and fucking take them all out. And he's using what was it? M1... Or no, I'm sorry, an 03 Springfield.
I was going to say, because if it was an M1 Garand,
that's too early.
No.
03 Springfield, bolt action gun that they use, and I realize it's a fucking show, but obviously he had some training. Dude could work that motherfucking bolt.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah. It's impressive when guys know what the fuck they're doing. And
Yes.
and even modern like sniper rifles still use bolt actions a lot of the time.
It's the best way to get it to lock up tight and get the bullet
correct.
to line up with the barrel best.
And trust me, you can get off a couple shots just fine. But before we move on, because we are going to do a draft, there is always one topic that Jeremy Joseph knows more about than probably 90% of the people on this planet. No.
Oh, I'm going to say 99.
99% of the people.
It's ridiculous how much I know about this.
And that is...
And we're talking about rubber dicks, right?
Yeah, I was going to say the flat moons.
I know the history. There's actually Neanderthal records. Like, they've found Neanderthal dildos made out of stone.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Did they put them in a mold?
No,
make
they
concrete?
didn't. This predates that. That predates civilization. This is some Graham Hancock dildo shit.
That's great. But no, you got the flat Earth, the flat moon, and did we land on the moon? Jeremy Joseph, everybody.
We did. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And yes, we did.
The moon is flat, and we
Earth is
landed
flat,
on it.
and we landed on it. That's the only way we could. We'd tip over otherwise.
No, but that's the one that like everybody really like. I think that was maybe the number 1 or number 2. As far like ranked conspiracy theory of people that believe that the fact that the flat Earth people, I think that one still is in like top 15.
I don't see
shit out of me.
I don't see that as a conspiracy. Just people who refuse to accept reality. Who's conspiring? They're just making up people. It's not like the government is saying. People were saying the fucking world was round long before the U.S. or any other fucking government was ever around. I mean, it's they weren't just saying it; it's confirmed. There's so much evidence behind it.
And that's the other thing. Like, there was a person that I watched religiously, and it was kind of political philosophy kind of stuff, which is the stuff that I normally get into. And I really liked this guy. I really liked what he had to say. Everything seemed to add up. And then I found out he's a flat earther. That little fact right there threw out his entire opinion on anything.
Now that's a logical fallacy.
To me?
Yeah, what you're doing. You're arguing the arguer and not the information being argued.
Understand.
People can be right about one thing and wrong about another.
Yes, that's correct. Like Hitler said the sky's blue. The sky's fucking blue, not just because, you can't disagree with it just because Hitler said it.
Hitler was a big fan of personal hygiene. You should shower. He was right about that. He had a dog. Norm Macdonald does a great bit about that. That somewhere out there was a dog who loved Hitler more than anybody else.
Yeah, but no, and you're right. It is a logical fallacy, but it is definitely a case that like a lot of people will do that because they will believe something that is so ridiculous it will completely negate their entire argument in certain people's minds, including me. I know it's a fallacy, but I guess did it.
If you're debating philosophies,
yes,
but when it's verifiable facts,
yes.
Like, okay, here's a good one. Currently, like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. He
gets a lot of shit. Neil deGrasse Tyson is an expert in the field of astrophysics. He has a doctorate when it comes to physics and just basic general, what they call the hard science, which is the physics-based sciences. Dude knows what the fuck he's talking about. Usually when he's answering questions, he's going off the top of his head, so he may get a factor, a statistic, or something a little bit wrong. But for the most part, if he says it with regards to physics and science, you can take it to the bank. He does not apply that to his socio-political stuff. And because of that, people like to discredit him as a scientist. And I don't like to even call him a scientist because he's not out there actually doing the science.
Right.
He is a science communicator. He's an educator. He's brilliant when it comes to taking very difficult subjects that are very complex and being able to say it in a way that people who aren't esteemed and educated on the subject can understand.
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing to do.
And
you're probably going to find that out with the moon shit that I know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I communicate it all that well, but I'm going to try.
Yeah. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is long-winded as fuck.
He is.
But.
So am I.
I know. But anyways, did we land on the moon, Jeremy Joseph?
Yeah. Well, we didn't, but 12 people did.
Yeah. Was Armstrong the first one?
He was.
Yeah.
Armstrong, and then Buzz Aldrin. Then you had Pete Conrad, and you had Alan Bean, then you had Alan Shepard, and you had Edgar Mitchell, then you had Dave Scott, then you had Jim Irwin, then you had John Young, then you had Charlie Duke.
Did not have Tom Hanks.
No, that fucker got stranded. You had Eugene Cernan, and then you had Harrison Schmitt. Those are the 12 people who have walked on the moon. Most people can name you the first two, and that's it, which is a fucking crying shame to me. When there's something so significant. By the way, while it was so significant being the first on Apollo 11, they did the least amount of shit. They were only on the surface of the moon for like 2.5 hours or something.
Well, that's nothing.
I mean, they were in their craft for like all day, but as far as their time out there on the moon, because they just wanted to get out there, get some fucking samples, move around, and get back out safe. They didn't know if the spacecraft had sprung any leaks or if they were on uneven terrain or anything like that. I guess it's not terrain, it's lunar landscape. Terrain refers to Earth. But yeah, it's so while it was so significant being the first and they were able to work out some of the bugs, they weren't able to work out all of them. Turns out every moon landing had some sort of significant issue. Apollo 12 got struck by lightning right after it launched. It hit the fucking exhaust trail. It knocked out all the computer equipment. Only one guy in mission control had ever seen anything like it during a simulation, and he knew the fucking fix. There's a switch. What is it? Century Control Equipment, SCE. You switch that to auxiliary. That's a big thing among space fans. SCE to aux, because he saved the fucking mission. Because all of their equipment, all the alarms were going off. All the mission control equipment had gone it was just throwing up garbage. They thought they were going to have to abort the fucking mission.
And possibly die.
Well, yeah. I mean, aborting it, there was an escape system on there, that kind of lattice structure on the top of the cone that has 3 solid rocket motors that would pull it free from the rest of the rocket while it blew up and would carry it out over the ocean and deploy the parachutes and land them safe. But there was no guarantee that was going to get you out of the way in time.
Yeah.
Fucking Saturn V, if it blew up, that would have been enormous explosion.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's called a Challenger.
But more than anything, even with the 6 successful landings on there, the amount of money that the country had invested to get them there, what it all boiled down to was about $1 million a minute of them walking around, moving around on the moon. So if you would have scrapped a whole fucking mission, it would have been even more.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that one little fucking bit of knowledge saved a very important mission.
Why did we want to go to the moon, Jeremy?
It was a technological pissing contest with the Soviets.
Because fuck communism. That's why.
Well, yes, and that really was the point of it. We had to show that you could advance technology more with a profit incentivized system, getting people to innovate that way, as opposed to having a state controlled, overseeing everything, controlling all the means of production.
Yes.
That's what it really boiled down to. We were in the midst of the Cold War. A lot of other countries that we wanted to do trade with to build our own economy were deciding, do we want to go capitalism or communism? And this was kind of one of those on the world stage, which one's better? And to start off with, they were kicking our ass. Not because they were better, but because we put restrictions on ourselves and because they had no regard for human life. They have no freedom of the press, so if shit went bad, they didn't have to tell anybody.
Yeah. That's legitimately kind of what happened with Chernobyl.
Kind of.
Sort of, yeah.
I mean, they didn't go to the moon.
Did you know something else while we're on this topic? Do you know abstract art, like Jackson Pollock shit?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I hesitate to use the word art, but yeah.
Okay, that's the point. Do you know why? Do you know why it got really, really popular right around this particular time?
I'm sure I've heard the reason why, but I've forgotten it.
It was legitimately a psyop. It was legitimately a fucking psyop. Because you got to remember, we were going anti anything Russia, and they were like super realist artists and shit like that. And we decided to go abstract art, and they legitimately kind of made it to where that art got really popular real fucking quick.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about art is
That's true.
It's only good if somebody says it's good.
Yeah.
And if somebody claims to be an expert and says, yeah, this is good, that's shit.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
These really shitty fucking paintings were being appreciated, and they were so goddamn expensive, and they just kept on rising in value, and they did it, and it was absolutely totally done by
Well,
the
and so
government.
many of those Pollocks still to this day are worth millions.
100%. Yes.
Yes.
They are.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah, you can continue on the whole moon thing. We definitely landed on the moon.
There are so many different claims as to why people. This is the thing about a conspiracy theorist, where when somebody learns the facts, it's kind of like a court case. They present shit like the prosecuting side. They take all the facts and they can present it to you in this very complete story, one step after the other, that makes sense. Conspiracy theorists are like defense attorneys. They just try to poke little fucking holes in it and try to create reasonable doubt. When you start pushing them on it, they have to refer back to the machine of the conspiracy theory. When there's shit they don't know, it's like, well, that's how well they covered it up. That's just how deep this shit runs. They believe they know the answer ahead of time, and so that's all they'll accept is whatever backs their point of view.
The conclusion has basically already been chosen, and so you are basically picking and choosing what kind of things that you can make to support your conclusion.
And I get the distrust of the government.
100%.
But you can't... I've probably seen 100 fucking documentaries about the moon landing shit. They come from different points of view. Sometimes it's just from NASA in general. Sometimes the astronauts, mission controllers, the different engineers and technicians who developed all the specialized equipment in their own division. You know, they developed the fucking rocket engines, the rocket fuel, the pad safety people, whatever. They all have their own individual stories and anecdotes that because they all had their own point of view. They all had their own individual jobs to do. And none of those stories contradict. They just overlap. They fold in with each other in a way that couldn't be made up.
Right.
That's one of the things. I mean, I also know all the fucking facts about this shit. But in actuality, it would have been much harder to fake the shit. than it is to actually do it. So come up with some of the accusations that people have.
The flag on the moon.
The flag's
blows.
waving on the moon. Okay. I like this one actually because in the same footage, the proof that shows they're full of shit is typically in that footage, depending on which landing you're looking at, because they planted a flag on every fucking mission. So there's going to be 6 different ones, and you want the film footage, not the broadcast footage, because that's the clearest way to see it. The flags were just like, they were standard government issue flags with the only modification, there was a sleeve sewed into the top seam because there was a extending, like a telescoping rod that came out from the pole that held it up, that like a curtain rod,
right?
Held it out right because there is gravity on the moon. That's something people don't seem to realize. It's less, 1/6, but there's gravity. It will pull it down. So that held the flag upright. There was a flag holder, like a hollow tube that they pounded into the ground that they put the flag into, and it was a tight fit. So to get it in there, they have to twist it to work it down. That energy goes into the flag, and 3 of the corners are supported. So all of it went into the one that fucking flaps. And because there is no air up there, it will just swing like a pendulum until its energy runs out. And that's exactly what fucking happened. It waves in some ways that seem odd, but that mostly has to do with the lower gravity. It'll swing and kind of hold up and go that way. You don't have to take my word for this, by the way. There are plenty of YouTube videos to where you can make your own like vacuum chamber at home with plexiglass, or you can spend $50-$60 and buy a plexiglass vacuum chamber that comes with a pump and everything. You can set this up, like put some dirt in there, get one of those little desk flags, suck all the air out of the thing, shake it up to put some energy into it, and watch the fucking flag flap. And it will flap for longer than you expected it to because there is no air on the other side to create any kind of drag or catch it or anything. The thing that the people who stand by this shit can't seem to explain is that in all of the footage, at least the ones where you can see the astronaut's full profile, because of the low gravity and the bulky suits, they couldn't walk normal. They had to hop around and shuffle around.
Yeah.
And so they're standing around the flag, just kind of shuffling around. And in doing so, they kick around a lot of dirt. It's called regolith is what.
Oh, that's lunar dirt?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not soil because it has no biologicals in it. It's called regolith.
Okay. Is it just carbon?
Huh?
Is it just carbon?
No, it's volcanic rock.
Oh, okay.
It's been pulverized. But what you're going to get is them kicking around a lot of dirt, but what you won't see is a fucking dust cloud. If you're anywhere with air, especially swirling air that could blow a flag around, you kick dirt around, you're going to get a dust cloud. I mean, clearly it's dry dirt. There's no dust cloud. People will have tried to tell me, well, they edited it out. Really? They didn't get the fucking corner of the flag. The most obvious fucking thing, but yeah, they edited out the fucking dust cloud.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess technically is not proof that they were on the moon, but it's proof that wherever they were didn't have any fucking air and it wasn't the wind blowing the goddamn flag around.
I have a favorite. My favorite is the boot print of Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
They had, well, you can tell about it because then there's a picture of the suits and the bottom of these boots that don't match the print of that's on the moon.
Okay. The regolith on the moon. This is a very common theme for debunking all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the moon, people need to realize this, the moon is not the earth. The earth, the dirt on the earth has had billions of years of wind and rain and weather erosion and fucking glaciers going over shit. It has ground our dirt up very fine. On the moon, it was like a lava rock after some volcanic activity in the early days, like when the solar system first formed and the moon first formed. And after that was a stage of with all the leftover shit in the solar system, it's called the late heavy bombardment. That's when most of the fucking craters on the moon got hit. That pulverized the fucking rock on the ground and turned it into the dust cover that is up there now. Since then, it has sat there. This is volcanic shit. It's mostly volcanic glass. No erosion on it. It's very fucking sharp. it tore the shit out of their spacesuits. That outer white layer is Kevlar.
Yeah.
And some of the longer duration missions, if you see those in museums, they're shredded on the
Yeah.
outside.
But they actually had different boots.
Well, they had covers,
Yes,
thicker
the
covers, because their boots had to be small enough that they could move around inside the spacecraft, but then put these big bulky fucking covers on that would keep those boots from getting torn up when they walked around on that regolith. So it has a completely different bottom. The boot, the actual boot, has kind of what looks like a smooth leather, whereas this has a rubbery shit with like 3 big distinct lines. The footprint, that famous photo footprint, that's actually Buzz Aldrin's. And it was right after he stepped off of the lunar pad. But yeah, that's why it doesn't match. Then to go back, the ascent stage of the lunar lander is a totally different rocket engine. Not very big. They had to leave everything that wasn't necessary on the moon, including those booty covers. They took all their shit off that they didn't need to survive. I mean, they had the door open, so they had to keep their spacesuits, obviously. But they threw the fucking booty covers. They threw all their bags of shit, all their garbage, their fucking life support backpacks out on the moon. There's tons, actually, of leftover astronaut stuff that they left on the fucking moon, including the descent stage, which was used as the launch pad for the ascent stage. But yeah, so none of that came back. That's why the fucking boot prints on the suits that came back don't match the boot prints that are left on the moon.
And then the easiest one to debunk, I think, is the shadows. The shadows don't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know if I said this or not. The moon is not the Earth. Yeah. The sun is basically a gajillion watt fucking searchlight. Here on Earth, we have an atmosphere. That atmosphere absorbs some of the light. It reflects some of the light. It scatters and softens the light. So we don't get a whole lot of reflections coming off. It also has to go through a lot of fucking gas. Certain gases reflect certain colors. Like nitrogen reflects a blue color. It's why the fucking sky is blue. You just have to see it through all the fucking nitrogen. You need it to stack up before there's enough of it. But that's why the blue part of the sky is always in the distance. If you see like a plane up in the sky, it's still in front of the blue part. Anyways, that's what our atmosphere does for the light from the sun. The moon has no discernible atmosphere. The fucking sunlight is basically like a fucking laser beam shining straight down. It is very intense. And there's nothing to filter out the infrared light either, which means during the sunlight, it's 250 degrees on the surface once you get in the shadows, it's negative 250. Huge temperature swings on the moon. Nothing to control or hold any of the heat in or convect any heat around. It's just straight fucking laser beam. Now, the moon's surface is not particularly reflective. It's actually, the regolith is about the same shade as coal.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's made of cheese.
Well, it's made of fucking volcanic glass. It's kind of glossy. Oh, yeah. It's not that gray color. You're seeing the sunlight direct. But so the sun is going to intensely reflect off. That's going to give you multiple light sources on the moon. Plus, there's a full fucking Earth that's also bouncing light. So there are multiple light sources, which changes around the fucking shadows and how they appear. Some of it's getting the shadow from the direct fucking god-awful sun, and some of it's getting the up reflection from the ground, and some of it's this softer blue light that's getting reflected off of the Earth. Yeah. So that's why the shadows look different. There's got to be one more. Give me one I can really sink my teeth into.
I don't know. Do you not know one?
God, there's a couple. Big one.
Okay, what you got?
Van Allen belts.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I should probably explain what they are.
Yes, you should.
Earth has
It's so funny because you guys thought we were a bunch of dumbasses, but we actually are smart people.
So the Earth has a core of swirling molten iron that generates a magnetic field that surrounds the entire planet. It's called the magnetosphere. I think that's a bad name for it because it's not a sphere. It should be called the magneto nut because it's donut shaped. It is. It's like the Earth is a jelly donut, jelly in the middle. But if anybody knows anybody that's got any pull in the world of science, please pass that information along. I've tried. Apparently, the bosses at science don't read their fucking emails. Anyway, the sun, meanwhile, is billowing out a stream of charged particles, just a barrage in every direction, which means no matter where we're at, some of it is coming our way. Now, it's called the solar wind. And the solar wind actually would have eroded our atmosphere away like billions of years ago. Life would have never formed here, except these particles carry an electromagnetic charge. So when they hit the magnetosphere, they get blocked. Most of the particles hit at an angle, so they just get deflected into space. Some of them hit straight on. They get like hung up and trapped in the magnetosphere. From there, they get redirected like up to the poles and kind of loop around, and they get brought down at a much safer speed and crash into the top layers of the atmosphere, which is what gives us our auroras.
Yep.
In case you didn't know, it excites
the northern lights
and southern.
Okay.
The aurora australis. That's what that's called.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the basically the energized atoms up there from particles crashing into it. Because this process is ongoing, there are constantly two very distinct bands of charged particle radiation that encircle the Earth, with the positive on the inside, negative on the outside. These are called the Van Allen radiation belts, named after James Van Allen, who first confirmed their existence in 1958 on Explorer 1, the first American satellite. He put the science equipment up there. Anyways, these things, what are they? 300 miles they start out, and they go out to about 40,000 miles above Earth's surface. And if you want to get to the moon from here, you got to pass through them. And moon landing hoaxers want you to think this is impossible. They say there's no lead shielding on the spacecraft, so the radiation would have killed the astronauts. They also say the spacecraft would have melted because it's 35,000 degrees out there. The reason that they think this is because they never took the time to learn basic physics. So their understanding of radiation sucks. And their understanding of temperature is even worse. Yeah. Which, by the way, most people are that way. It's not important information. I find the subject fascinating, so I've learned about it in my own free time. It's fucking lame, I get it, but I enjoy it. It doesn't make you stupid if you don't know this stuff. What does make you stupid is if you take something you completely do not understand and try to cite it as some sort of proof positive evidence to confirm some sort of dumb fucking belief that's already idiotic as it is. So let's start with radiation. When people talk about by the way, radiation just means something flying through the sky. Like, that bottle technically was radiation because it radiated away from me. What they're talking about is ionizing radiation. Ionizing means it can strip electrons off of atoms. That's bad if you're a living organism because atoms bind together to make molecules. The glue that holds them together is they're sharing electrons between them. You strip that away, molecules fall apart. If you have that happen too much to the chemicals that make up your body, you're going to have a bad time. It can do anything from burn your skin to kill your organ cells to tear apart your bone marrow so you can't make white blood cells.
Speaking of Chernobyl.
Most famously, it'll get into your fucking DNA and cause mutations, not the superhero kind, but the you now have cancer kind.
Right.
So that's why it's bad.
Yeah.
There are two categories of radiation, of ionizing radiation. You got your electromagnetic and you've got nuclear or particle radiation. Electromagnetic is high energy light. So gamma rays and X-rays.
Yep.
This is the kind that can get through solid matter. So like if it hits you, it can get to your organs because it's got such a small wavelength that can move in the space between atoms. This is the shit you need lead for.
Yeah.
Because lead atoms are so densely packed that there's no gaps in between them. I could expand on this, but there's no need to because it's not what's in the fucking Van Allen belts.
It doesn't matter. It's simple. It's just this is why the doctor steps out of the office whenever you get a fucking X-ray.
Well, yeah. I mean, but most people don't understand what's actually happening. What's in the Van Allen belts is nuclear radiation or particle radiation. These are particles that used to be part of atoms on the sun, but thanks to the fusion and violent shit that goes on up there, they've either been ripped out or kicked out of the atom they were in and hurled at us. And this shit has mass, and it's zipping around, and it's also vibrating vigorously, which means it has momentum. It ionizes atoms by literally smashing into them and knocking their electrons off. It's very effective at that, but because it has magnetic charge, it gets pulled in, like the protons will get pulled into the electrons of an atom real quick, and the electrons usually will get repelled by electrons, but repelled into another atom.
Sure.
So it kind of ensures they're going to hit something real fucking fast, which means nuclear radiation doesn't penetrate solid matter worth of shit. Some of this shit you can actually block with a piece of paper. Everything in the Van Allen belts you can block with a piece of aluminum foil. It's just not. So being tucked up in the hull of a spacecraft with multiple layers and Kevlar from, micrometeorites and shit on the outside, all the equipment on the inside. Clothes are actually a very effective barrier against nuclear radiation. And all that was going on, and they had enough protection. I think somebody did the calculations. They could have been up there for like 2 weeks before they got a harmful dose of radiation. They were only in there for about an hour 45 each way because they were hauling ass at like 26,000 miles an hour. So, they did specifically take the route through the belts that was the least dense.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of a precaution unnecessarily. So I don't want to say that the shit was not a barrier or an obstacle, but it was an easily negotiated one. Mm-hmm. As far as the temperature goes, it is that high a temperature. It's just that temperature and heat aren't the same thing.
Right.
Temperature is a measure of kinetic energy based on it's the average kinetic energy of the vibrations of the particles in whatever arbitrary region that you're measuring. So like if it's a hot day, your weather app says it's 100 degrees outside in Wichita. That means on average, each molecule in around Wichita is vibrating with 100 degrees of kinetic energy as measured on the Fahrenheit scale.
The correct one. The correct scale.
Right.
Fuck Celsius,
Yes,
you pieces of shit. Your metric system sucks.
I don't know why scientists love fucking metric, that Eurotrash bullshit. Again, if anybody has access to science, please drop them a note. Let them know that I do not approve. But heat is when that kinetic energy gets transferred to something else. You walk out on a 100-degree day, it feels hot because the molecules are transferring their energy to you. And it's cumulative because it's all those molecules transferring. The particles in the Van Allen belts are trying real hard. They're vigorously vibrating. It's just there's not very many of them. At the densest parts of the Van Allen radiation belts, there are less than 1,000 particles in a cubic yard. They said meter. Oh, fuck them. I'm going yard. In, like, say this empty space right here, cubic yard of it, how many air molecules you think are in there?
No idea.
25 septillion. That is a number too big to wrap your fucking head around. That is a 25 with 24 zeros after it. You feel the heat on a 100-degree day because you are being engulfed in this fucking thick blanket of molecules, wave after wave, layer after layer, all of them transferring their fucking energy to you. And those, by the way, are molecules. The Van Allen belt, those are charged particles, protons and electrons. They're not even full fucking atoms. You put 1,000 protons together, you're talking like the billionth of a billionth of a billionth of the head of a fucking sewing needle. There's high temperatures. There's no fucking heat. If you went out there with an uninsulated spacesuit, you would still freeze to death. So the spacesuit is not, or the spaceship is not going to fucking melt, despite what fucking people like Bart Sibrel and now apparently Candace Owens.
Oh,
think
really?
She's bought into that shit because she read
Great.
Bart Sibrel's book. But if you don't get the science part of it, let me go common sense. The goal of the space race was to beat the Soviets to the moon. That gauntlet was first laid down in 1961 by Kennedy during his, John F., by the way, during his State of the Union address. The Van Allen radiation belts were discovered in 1958. It was big news amongst the scientific community. Everybody studied the data and all that shit. They had a very strong understanding of radiation back then. By 58, I mean, they knew what it was, where it came from. They knew how to harness it. They certainly knew how to weaponize it. So if it was just some impassable barrier, they would have known it immediately. So we would have never had to worry about the Soviets beating us to the moon because we would have known already it was impossible. If in 1961 Kennedy came out and says, you know, I believe this nation should commit itself to the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safe to the earth. I think that fucking gorilla says that shit now. Every physicist in the world, especially the ones in the Soviet Union, would have went, yeah, bullshit. You can't do that. You can't get there from here. It just wouldn't have been possible. It wasn't. That's why nobody spoke up and said anything, and they just fucking went. So that myth is busted.
Nice. Okay. Before we move on to the draft, lightning round.
Okay.
Okay. Did Epstein kill himself?
Yes.
I agree. Let's see. Damn it. I had some, and now
I have never bought into that.
That he didn't? Yeah, me neither. I'm trying to think. Oh, aliens. Do they exist or not?
Depends on what you mean by aliens.
Okay. Well, the ones in the United States that are in here illegally.
Nope. Doesn't even happen. Never has, never will.
Birds aren't real.
Of course not.
Yes, they're fucking real.
Well, they used to be.
Oh, they used to be real?
Uh-huh.
Now they're fake?
Well, they just don't exist.
Got it. Is there... the world has... We're not telling... We're told a small world, but there's a whole bunch of other continents. That's kind of the flat earther thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's right. Makes total fucking sense.
No, I don't think they call them UFOs anymore. But what are they called?
AVPs?
AVPs, I think, yeah. What do you think they are?
There's so much shit up in the sky
Yes.
that people don't realize. We get so used to, I know it's a lightning round, but I'm going to explain. We get so used to our eyes being able to guide us around that we trust everything they see. Once you start like looking at the night sky where there's no colors and you have no depth perception or anything like that, our eyes fucking suck. They're some of the worst fucking scientific instruments there are. You have, all you're seeing is reflected light off of something in the distance. You don't even know how distant. It may be way closer and it's just really small. But, you know, a lot of people don't realize too that we are surrounded by balloons.
Yeah.
There are high altitude balloons that have a very reflective mylar covering on them. I've seen several UFO videos that have been debunked by people going and looking up the tracking patterns of the balloons that were in the region that day, and turns out, yeah, it followed the exact path of the balloon. And they don't follow normal paths because they kind of get blown around by the turbulence and shit up there.
Yeah.
They're not propelled by anything.
If there are actual video evidence of, I'm going to call them UFOs, that are ridiculously fast, like a technology that we don't understand yet, what do you think?
Well, there's really no getting around Newton's third law. That's how everything gets propelled.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter really what they're using. There's all kinds of evidence like that. What is it? Tic Tac video, where it looks like it's going really fast. That there's all these visual effects that cameras can do that make things look like they're moving way faster. It's called the parallax effect, I believe, because the airplane was moving, that was taking it. So was the camera. When they actually did the real math on that, it turns out that was either a balloon or a slow moving bird. That's how fast that thing was moving. It looked like it was fucking zipping along at a speed we couldn't comprehend, except the plane was going faster. So that doesn't make any goddamn sense. So yeah, there's just
The other thing is at least this is what I believe, and you can shut me down if you think otherwise. But
shouldn't form beliefs, Scotty.
I know, but this is just what I think because I don't have any evidence. All I know is that if there is something in the sky that we don't know exactly what it is, chances are it's probably ours, and we are fucking we know about it.
There is, if you are any kind of a government official whose job it is to keep the country safe, there would be nothing more frightening than some fucking airborne vehicle coming over that we can't detect at all. And they would panic over that. Yeah. Every time you hear like a Air Force pilot saying they reported to their superiors or whatever that they saw something, there's never any commotion about that. They always seem to know or have it under, or yeah, we've heard it before or whatever. I mean,
that was Jeff. He was out test driving.
Yeah. Also, I've heard like fighter pilots admit that they intentionally, like they seek out campfires and they go and they fuck with people. Like they'll fly towards them with their lights on bright and then just hit their fucking afterburners and take straight off. And they're kind of the source of a lot of UFO sightings.
Okay.
People don't want to hear this because they want to believe in something bigger than themselves.
Well, I believe in God, Jim.
Okay. Well, I wasn't really talking about that.
I know. I'm kidding.
This planet has been here for 4.5 billion years. Life first started about 4 billion years ago, and up until about 800 million years ago, all the life on this planet was single-celled. We have a very, very unique set of circumstances on this planet where things are incredibly stable. Yes, we've had extinction-level events, but they are spaced very fucking far apart. And advanced civilization on this planet, under those very stable circumstances, took 4.5 billion years to evolve to get to. There's a very strong chance that we might be the only advanced civilization in the Milky Way.
Yeah.
That's how far the odds are that this has happened, even though there's over 1 trillion fucking planets most likely in this galaxy. To have had these same kind of circumstances to evolve the way that we have and to have everything line up the way it did is very, very unlikely. And people don't like to hear that.
Yeah. Like maybe it was created. Jeremy?
Okay. Look,
it's okay.
I'm
that is where you get with faith, and that is completely different.
Sure. If you're using your faith to try to enhance your own life, to make you a better person, I'm all for it. If you need to believe in whatever you need to believe in to inspire you to be a better person, to help out your community and make the world a better place, great. If you're using it to stifle progress, if
you're a
people
prick.
have like confirmed evidence, if science has confirmed evidence of, Big Bang, which has so much evidence behind it of evolution, if it conflicts with your fucking beliefs and you stand in the way of that being taught, well, then you're just being a fucking obstruction. And that makes you a prick.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, you're a prick.
You're insisting that the world conform to you.
Yeah.
Rather than you adjusting to the world or just accepting that people don't think the same thing as you and moving on with your life.
And last, but certainly not least, this is my favorite one with you.
Okay.
Are ghosts real?
No.
Perfect.
And I can explain why.
You don't have to. We're already at like an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, we're very long.
That's fine.
Anyways, we got to do it again. We got to do this fun. We got to do
if people liked it. If not, I just won't come on anymore.
Yeah.
Ever. I'm cool with that too.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we get to move on to a very popular part of every single episode, the Laughing on the Sidelines draft. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is this week's Laughing on the Sidelines draft, and to kind of keep it with the kind of conspiracy theory kind of shit, I thought it would be kind of fun to do a draft of wives' tales that your parents told you to get you to stop doing something, but it's all bullshit, or stuff that you were told and you thought were true, but it's bullshit. That's what we're drafting.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Bullshit. We're drafting bullshit.
Bullshit that you probably believe.
That's right. And I actually won last week, Jeremy.
Did you really?
I did. I did.
I noticed you eliminate a third of the competition.
I did. That's the only way I can kind of give myself
Sure.
a 50% chance. It's to only have one other person.
And I think you're bragging about beating a gay guy.
I
That's a little
did.
fucking uncouth.
Oh, yeah. And guess what the draft was for? Things that would ruin sex. And so I won with a penis. That was it. Because most of our listeners are dudes.
Right.
So, and he
I
put a
think the
vagina.
one female is lesbian, right?
So
So she agrees.
Taylor Morosky's not a lesbian. That I know of.
She
anyway.
still listen?
Hell yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Hasn't she learned her fucking lesson?
No, she hasn't. But yeah, so we are going to draft things that your parents tried to tell you was true, and it's absolutely full of shit. And Jeremy gets to be the first pick. I get the championship picks, and we just go back and forth, Jeremy. We don't do 1, 2, 1, 2.
So
Yeah.
it has to be stuff our parents told us?
Not necessarily, just things that maybe you like somebody told you, and it's bullshit.
Okay, well, fixed. Can I start over?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Oh, that's not my line.
Yeah.
No, this is one that kind of fits in with my whole line of shit that I like, is that the Great Wall of China is visible from space.
It's not.
No, it is about the same width as a 2-lane street. Why would that be visible?
Yeah, it's not. You can't see it from fucking space.
No.
You can see the kind of like, what can you see? There's something like that there is some kind of truth, but it's not that you can see the Great Wall of China. You can just see
It's
something
like the
kind of formation.
shadow that gets at certain times of day if you're going over. You can't see a lot of shit on Earth from space because it turns out we got a lot of clouds.
Yeah.
So most of the shit on land you really can't see. I believe the pyramids, if you look really fucking close, you can kind of just see little dimples of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen pictures of them from space, but that may have been with a magnified lens.
Sure.
I've never actually been to space. I'm not going to lie.
No. No.
I've been trying to tell people that I have. Nobody fucking believes me.
Yeah. My first pick is going to be probably my favorite one. If you keep on playing with yourself or you keep jerking off, you're going to go blind. Jeremy, is that why you wear glasses? Have you been jerking off so much?
Well, it's just that I've got so much cum in my eyes. I got a good, powerful shot.
So you tried to come in your phone face?
I didn't try to. It just got there.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, maybe I'm
Collateral damage.
I'm watching TV while I do it, not necessarily paying attention to which way I'm aiming. Maybe I'm, cooking something or whatever. I got to have something to do with my other hand, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, sometimes it'll get up there. And
Nice.
it turns out it's beta carotene, not semen. That's good for your eyes.
Oh, darn. What's your next pick, Jeremy?
That Einstein was a bad student.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's okay. He didn't finish high school, but that's because you didn't need to go to college back then. He learned basically everything they had to teach him by the time he was 16 and had started asking questions that the teachers didn't have answers to. And it was like a hoity-toity private all-boys school where the teachers didn't like to be made to look stupid. And so it was kind of a mutual agreement that you go your own way. He was an exceptional student, and yet there are motivational posters everywhere for shit students in school that say, hey, just remember, even Einstein failed math. No, Einstein invented math, I think.
Right.
I don't know the history of math.
I'm going to go with, I got one I really want to have, but, yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with if you stretch your face out for long enough, it's gonna stay that way.
Okay.
Yeah, you do that with your freaking lips and stuff. No, that's all bullshit. I've got a very, very weird one that I wanna draft later, and yeah, I'm gonna blow everybody's mind. What about yours, Jeremy? What's your next one?
One thing is that just recently I heard that you were going to do something that was going to blow people's minds. Turns out that's bullshit. That ain't going to happen. No. If you touch a baby animal, that the mother will abandon it. That's just something that parents say so kids won't pick up baby birds and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I still believe that one.
No. Chances are, if a baby bird or a baby rabbit or whatever is somewhere where you can get to it, it's probably already been abandoned.
Yeah.
But if you just leave it there, something will get it.
Yeah, that's right. Something will eat it. Oh, that's good shit. I'm going to go with. A lot of people believe that if you put salt in a pot of water that you're trying to boil, that it will boil faster. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's absolute bullshit.
It's like, okay, it is true for ice cream. With ice, if you put salt on ice, it reduces the temperature, but turns it into water. So now even colder water than you had is making more surface contact with the thing of ice cream you're trying to make cold.
Yeah.
But no, in fact, putting salt in water, salt of any kind, most salt we have access to is table salt. That actually drops the temperature of water.
All right. What's your next pick?
Oh, God damn it. You need to wait 24 hours before filing a missing persons report.
Oh, 24 hours of filing a missing person. Yes. Okay. That's bullshit. I've got...
That's just lazy cops. There's a lot of legal shit.
Yeah.
Most people get... It's not your parents, it's fucking TV
Uh-huh.
that does it.
Yeah.
Turns out most courtroom shit is not very realistic.
Yeah. I'm going to go with one that I've known for a really long time, but that humans only use 10% of their brain.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. It's big time bullshit.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And then your last pick, Jeremy Joseph.
God damn it. Oh, fuck. There's so many of them.
I know.
The dog fights aren't awesome. It's awful what's happening, but God, it's badass. You can make a lot of money if you know your dogs. Never bet on the golden retriever. It turns out that's I'm gonna go with this.
There's speaking of dogs right there.
Yeah, that wasn't my asshole. That's Scotty's dog pitching a fit.
Good, Freddie.
I am going to go with the average person swallows 7 spiders a year.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nonsense.
Yes.
I will eat spiders for a whole meal.
Yeah. That's gross. Okay. Last one I wanted to pick. I had to like go and search and make sure. But I kind of wanted to do the chiropractor one, but I'll piss off some people, and I know some chiropractors, and I just don't want to tell them.
It's pseudoscience?
Yes.
Yeah. You're not real fucking doctors. Dude, I love watching people get their backs cracked and
Me
stuff.
too.
I love that
love
shit.
it.
It's ASMR. But if you're a fucking chiropractor trying to give medical advice, go fuck yourself. You're not a real doctor.
Yes. I'm going to go with that dogs only see in black and white.
I see blue and red.
Yeah.
Or green and red.
Green and red.
Yep.
But that's why if you have like certain colors for toys and stuff like that, it messes them up. But anyways,
Yeah.
you got any other honorable mentions? Because I really wanted to pick the chiropractor one, but I'm not going to.
This is one I wish I would have seen earlier because it just reminded me that bulls hate red.
Yeah.
Bulls hate being tormented and then having guys try to fucking stab them to death. Turns out they're against it. It tends to make them angry.
Yes.
If you've ever actually been around cattle, which I, growing up, worked for farmers and shit.
Worked in Kansas.
Bulls are pretty fucking docile.
Yeah.
In actuality. If you torture them and torment them, or like in rodeo circumstances, put a big strap around their fucking balls, they get angry. They get, they don't care for it.
The best part is if you wrap a band around Jeremy Joseph's balls, he's angry too.
Yeah. You find me a male creature of any kind that you put a strap around their balls, that is like, oh, I guess there are like masochists.
Yeah, there's
guys who are into being tortured. I've seen guys who like getting their balls stomped on with fucking high heels.
That's what I was gonna say. That's awful.
I bet you even they wouldn't like have a strap on their
Oh God, that's just terrible. But yeah, that is this week's draft, ladies and gentlemen. You can go and vote on Facebook.com/laughing on the sidelines or
I know another one. I just thought about
what?
That the Bible mentions the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Not one fucking time. The term Holy Grail is not in the fucking Bible once. Nor are the 7 deadly sins. Nor is there anything about the Houston Oilers. Not one word about them. They never say "Love you, blue." Not once.
That's actually why Leonardo da Vinci didn't put a cup on his painting.
That's right.
Just so you know.
Yeah, and people who use that as evidence for anything. You know that's not a photograph, right?
The dude painted that.
Dude missed the fucking Last Supper by 1,200 fucking years. He has no better idea than you do of what things were actually like. Chances are they didn't all sit on the same side of the table.
No, they had to, pose.
Right.
For him.
And it also wasn't the last one. We've had plenty of suppers since.
But yes, go and vote on Facebook.com/laughing on the sidelines on Facebook, or you can go to X, which is LOT sidelines, and vote there too. Whoever wins doesn't get shit. But yeah, anyway. But now we get to move on to my favorite part of every single episode. This is this week's Laughing on the Sidelines shitty situation of the week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is this week's Laughing on the Sideline shitty situation, brought to you by Fanger Bang Beer and, ladies and gentlemen, Lego! Gotta love them Lego.
Do I?
I mean, everybody says it's Legos with an S, and it's not. It's just Lego.
Now, I have heard that the Great Wall of China was actually made of Legos.
Damn. Baby.
That's how old those things are.
It could be, yeah.
Well, and it also turns out that the Great Wall of China is only 50 years old.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's not near as old. It's younger than Puma Punku. So, anyways.
Yeah. Lego.
Legos, yeah. On September 19th of 1902, 3,000 people gathered in the Shiloh Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama, to hear a speech being given by famous activist Booker T. Washington. During his speech, there was 3,000 people. That's way too many people to get into that fucking church.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of jockeying and pushing and shoving, trying to get some fucking room, which caused some agitation to be had throughout the room. Toward the end of the speech, 2 guys actually started to really get into it and started a fight with each other. At that point, one of the people in the congregation yelled out, "There's a fight," which in an echoey room like that got mistaken as "there's a fire."
Oh, no.
You have a very overcrowded church and 3,000 people suddenly hearing fire. Guess what happened?
Somebody got trampled.
Stampede! Nobody even needed a strap on their balls. Shit just happened. People just tried to exit in mass. There was absolutely no order to anything. And as a result, a bunch of people got basically shoved in the spaces between the different brick walls that were in there.
The ones that couldn't fit a piece of paper through.
Exactly. Paper couldn't get through there, but people at the church, they definitely could.
Yeah.
So anyways, so they got stuck between the brick walls of the stairwell that led to the street. That's where that was. And as a result, 115 people were trampled to death or otherwise crushed. And now your children can recreate the magic of that moment using nothing but a little imagination and Legos. Legos, that's why you stay home on Sundays.
Yeah. Anyways, this week's Laughing on the Sideline shitty situation actually comes from Jeremy. And Jeremy, I believe it was, would you rather have to agree with statement, or what did you say?
Whenever somebody brings up something that you know to be totally false, you have to just agree with it and go along with what they're saying emphatically.
Uh-huh.
Or if somebody's giving really good information that you know to be absolutely 100% factual and they're truly like educating people, you have to argue with them. You have to take the other side no matter what.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, Jeremy. I'm arguing.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
The main reason why I think that is because in order for you to have a really good, strong position or opinion about something, that you better learn how to tear it the fuck down and be able to defend it. So play fucking devil's advocate with yourself to strengthen your goddamn arguments.
Okay.
That is where my basis comes from.
Sure. I guess if that's the angle you're taking.
That's the only way I can make it work.
I think in this scenario, you have to legitimately be the guy. Like when they tell you that, plants generate food through the process of photosynthesis.
Yeah.
with their chlorophyll. And you got to be like, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. They eat roast beef sandwiches from Arby's.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The McRib is back, bitches, and we feed plants McRib.
I wish it was back. I miss it so very fucking much.
I know. But yes,
I gained all this weight without McRib.
But yes, I am totally into it. Because the other thing is if I know something to be 100% false, it could be kind of fun to agree with somebody just to let them be fucking stupid. But
yeah,
it would also piss me off very much.
Dan Cummins kind of talks about that. Not so much people who are trying to spread false information, but like habitual liars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When you'd be like, so did you go fishing this weekend? Yeah, I did. How many fish you catch? Like 50 of them in 30 minutes. Wow. Just go along with whatever the fuck. Just let them take the story wherever. I guess you could have fun with that. I'm definitely taking the agreeing with the false information. Stupid people are going to stupid.
They are.
And at the end of the day, I can go home and scream into a fucking pillow and beat my dog or whatever and get my frustrations out. Believe me, that dog doesn't feel pain. I've really gotten frustrated with him a couple of times. I hauled off and hit him, but it pushed him really hard. He just thinks we're playing. That fucker weighs 120 pounds now.
Jesus Christ. You know what you should try?
Not feeding him.
No. You should put a band around his balls and see how he reacts.
If he had balls, I would. Given that happy-go-lucky bastard's mentality about everything, I'm guessing he would just be fine with it. Get out the high heels. That's what he'd say.
Yeah, that's what he'd say.
He's that one guy. He doesn't worry about how bad it hurts him. He's just worried. He's happy that it's making somebody else happy.
Yeah,
somebody else is enjoying stomping my nuts.
Fair
anyways, no. If I don't want to be the guy that people go home talking about, being like, "You believe that fucking asshole? He thinks the rivers are made of pudding." I mean,
they are, Jeremy.
I would
define pudding.
I would rather. Well,
I mean, you can call.
I guess if you go by the fucking British definition, it's anything. They call sausage pudding. Literally, black pudding is blood sausage.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, nasty.
They also got spotted dick. It's bread. They call it pudding. It's like a cake with figs and stuff in it.
Yeah, and cookies or crackers or something along those lines.
Biscuits or cookies.
Biscuits or cookies. That's what it is.
That's a dumb fuck. That's what these are the people who use fucking metric, people.
Yeah, exactly. Canada's
science. This is who you want to get behind.
Yeah, Canada's not far behind them.
You should support people who want a fucking war. All right.
Oh, that's right.
God damn.
I mean, we all did. We all won, but we were the MVP.
It was nice of them to send the Declaration of Independence back. I'll tell you that.
We were the MVPs.
So here's like, here, put this in your museum.
Yeah. Jeremy, I had a good time with you, buddy.
I haven't given my full explanation.
Oh, I'll go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that sentiment is not reciprocated. Yeah.
I get it.
No, actually, I enjoyed not having to explain whether or not I think paddle boats are overrated. That's I enjoyed not having to finish the fucking setup of somebody else's joke. That was actually a fun time.
Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed it.
And we actually got to discuss something real. We could sink our teeth into it.
You want to do it again?
Maybe our cock. No.
No.
Not at this place, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. Maybe
One more, but
maybe one more.
Anyways, but no, I'm just going to agree. I'm going to keep my fucking mouth shut. Chances are everybody else who's listening there is either stupid or somebody's going to step up and take my place to defend what's actually correct. But yeah, I'm not going to be, I don't want people going home talking about me just going, do you believe that fucking moron? Because with phones and shit nowadays,
Yeah.
that's going to wind up on TikTok.
100% it is. Yeah.
That's fun.
But what's absolutely hilarious is all of the ancient aliens people came to Wichita, Kansas and sold out the cotillion.
A place that holds like 80 people.
Exactly.
That holds less than that fucking church.
I know. It's fucking small. But hey, man, they sold that sumbitch out.
Sure they did.
Anyway.
Listen, there's no shortage of stupid fucking people in this world.
Stupid people are going to stupid, is what Jeremy Joseph says. Jeremy, I really do appreciate you coming in, and I appreciate all your support. All of you listeners out there, yes, I do want to go back to 3 people shows, but this is a lot of fun. This is what I like to do. I like to sit here and talk to people like Jeremy and kind of just have a conversation. So I hope
It's nice not having to talk over people.
Yeah, it really
As
is.
I interrupt.
Yeah, it's true. But I like it. It's fun. But you know what? We'll see what happens. Once the whole house thing gets figured out, then maybe we'll get back to some kind of homeostasis. But until that point in time, we're going to do what we can
Big
do.
fucking words.
Yeah. I'm having a time. I actually am.
Sure.
I'm an intelligent person. Can you believe it?
Maybe after this, we'll go hang out on the knoll.
Yeah. Yeah, on the knoll. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so very much for doing what you do. And thank you to all the new listeners that stuck through this over 2-hour episode. Thank you guys so very much. And keep doing what you're doing. And as we always like to say, guys, do us a favor. If you like us, tell your friends. But if you don't like us,
I hope a flat earther gives you a chiropractic adjustment.
if you don't like us,
Tell your enemies.
and until next time, guys.
Tang. It's a kick in the glass.
Until next time,
Keep laughing, assholes.
assholes. We will see you guys later. Take care.